Hey guys, and welcome to episode 34 of How I Made My First $1,000,000. Today we are looking at the numbers from July 1st, 2023. Okay, assets 65, almost 66,000. That's up 2.5, almost 3,000. Liabilities unchanged as usual. Net worth creeping back up towards zero, but still negative 4,000, up same amount as assets. So what happened here? Bitcoin was up more than 10%, 12, 13, 14%, whatever that is. Gold and silver down in some combination. So that's basically the majority of it. All right, let's take a look at the chart. Yep, as usual, one new data point here, still under zero, of course, negative 4,000. Last month was a record low at negative 7. So really just sort of hanging out at zero for a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the last 8 months below zero. Okay, fine. Sure, great. Okay, income statement. Yes, much more income because the cash from selling gold hit my bank account. So I talked about that last month. It hit. So that's what that is, and did not earn any income from working because I haven't been working. Nothing new. Nothing new, guys. Expenses. Yeah, basically no change. $500. That's not very significant. Spent less on body and wellness. So basically, I didn't give the dentist almost $500 because I give him $500 about once a year. So that didn't happen. So really, nothing eventful. Nothing eventful. Cash flows. Not much of a change in operating expenses. Yeah, just didn't have any employment income. Otherwise, things are basically the same. Investing, we kind of talked about that. The money hit from selling gold compared to nothing the previous month. Financing, this one's actually interesting. I mean, it's not a meaningful dent, but it's interesting in the sense that I basically forgot to donate and lend money every week for 4 weeks in a row. So maybe even more than that, maybe 5 or 6. I keep an alarm on my phone, like a reminder, and I think I just disabled it entirely instead of just turning it off for a given week. And I just forgot about it. So, oops. So I'll make that up. I'll make that up. Yeah, soon. I don't know exactly when, but soon. By the end of the year, for sure. So, anyways, no big deal. All right, the updates. Okay, so as you can probably tell, I'm not in my normal house in Florida. I am in upstate New York. I'm at my mother's house, and I'll be going back and forth between Buffalo and Rochester for 2 months. I mean, one of those months is already behind us, so for the next 1 month or 5 weeks maybe. So that's fun, but it comes with its own challenges. Anyways, I posted 0 articles. I haven't been publishing anything, but I drafted 3 sets of notes for a structured gym. So a structured gym, I basically paired off with a guy at his suggestion for us each to take our notes for writing an essay, and swap them, and then try to come up with a structure for the other person's essay based on their very rough, brain dump. So we did that for 3 weeks this past month. It went well, and then we just decided to stop just to experiment and see what it's like without it. So the intention after that gym was to publish an essay, but for me, I got a pretty significant benefit just having him look at my notes and talk through the different ideas and just have a back and forth. And then I reached some epiphanies or just some nice conclusions, and then that's all I wanted. It wasn't worth the time to just publish something. And I really don't want to just publish for the sake of publishing. I don't want to just throw mediocre content out there. It's just not interesting to me. It's not worth my time. I don't want to build an audience around mediocre content. Yeah, I kind of only want to share something if I feel like there's an idea that really wants to be shared. Yeah. And actually, this YouTube series is one example of that. Like, I absolutely think you can go through life without a job. uh, yeah, you can invest, you can do all kinds of different things, and I just kind of want to show that to the world. So I think you can make $1 million very unconventionally. I haven't quite worked out how to do it, but I'm positive you can. So that's why I'm sharing this. That's why I continue to do this every month. So yeah, but in terms of weekly articles, videos, building a CBC, what like all this stuff. I mean, like I have no interest in just like creating a mediocre thing just for sake of doing it. I recognize that that could be a necessary step on the way to something else, but that's a separate issue. For me personally, it just doesn't make sense. I'll come back to this stuff. I also paused streaming Minecraft on Twitch, just simply not a priority. So it's been over 2 months now since I've streamed. It just doesn't matter. So what have I been doing? I haven't been doing any of these things. What have I been doing? Softball, golf, and disc golf. So playing a lot of games. So games in person, softball, golf, disc golf, and also playing video games, primarily Castles of Burgundy. So softball is great. That's every Wednesday. It's really fun. It's been going well. I don't know what else to say about it other than it's just really fun to use the body and hang out with the team, hang out with the guys. Golf is fun. I pretty much do that with my dad. I don't really play by myself. I don't play with like other groups of people or anything. And yesterday, no, 2 days ago, 2 days ago I shot an 89, which is my best score ever, and it was on a par 71. So that's 18 over. If you're not a golfer, this means nothing to you, but that's 18 over, which is bogey golf, and that's been a goal of mine since I started playing. I figured that was the first real checkpoint that would be reasonable, aside from like keeping my score under 100. The next target was like shoot bogey golf, 18 over or better, and I just did Thursday, and it kind of came out of nowhere because I haven't been playing much, haven't been practicing much, so that was really great. I've also been playing disc golf. I pretty much go by myself. I don't really go with other people, and I do that as a way of working out, like cardio. So I just jog the course, play with one disc, not like a full bag of discs, and just throw the disc and run after it. Throw the disc, run after it. Play the course basically as fast as I can, and then I'll play it multiple times, usually in a single outing. So that's fun. I do it in Buffalo and in Rochester. So it's a great workout. So I'm having so much fun doing these things. I try to do softball once a week, golf once a week, and then disc golf 3 times a week, let's say. Castles of Burgundy. So I guess I'll put a link to it in the description. That's really funny. Yeah, in case anyone's curious. I'm not going to explain what it is, but it's a strategy game. It's really fun. So I've just been playing it a lot lately. Anna and I found it on Steam. So we can play against the computer, we can play against each other, and it's much faster than like the actual board game, setting up all the pieces and so forth. So it's been like a mini addiction sort of the last 30 days. Who knows? That's what I've been doing with my time. I also volunteered at the UB cybersecurity camp for 1 week. So basically 1 week, it was sort of like a full-time job. I mean, I was there 40 hours at least. Yeah, just volunteering. Not because I know anything about cybersecurity, but because I have a connection to UB, really, and the 2 directors of the camp. So yeah, I just helped out with that. It was good. It was fun, interesting, good to hang out with them. Probably do it again next year, as long as I'm available. I did it last year as well. I read The Law of Love by Mickey Singer. So that was actually I have it right here. I did not plan that. So that was the 3rd and final law in 3 essays on universal law. The law of karma, will, and love. So I finished this book. It's very thin, very easy to read it, but it really makes you think. So that was great. That was great, very interesting. I also read Living Untethered by Mickey Singer. That's his most recent book, his 5th book. Listen to it on Audible. He narrates it himself. And that was really good. I've gone through parts of it again, like gone to specific chapters, listened to it again while driving. Some sections 3, 4, 5 times. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. So I'm getting close to like figuring out like what he's getting at. I just have so many questions about how to like put his ideas into practice in my own life. Because this idea of like spiritual growth is very appealing to me. And I'm not always sure if I'm doing it right or like what to do next. Yeah. But anyways, it's far more interesting to me than like making money or, you know, any of these other like, you know, specific things. I mean, just yeah, spiritual growth seems like the should be like it should be the main focus. I'm not saying that it is, but I want it to be the main focus of my life. So I'm hoping to get there. And finally, I'm contemplating life force. I wouldn't say I'm practicing it because I'm really falling off the wagon, but I'm contemplating it, and I do want to try to practice it every day. So, yeah, between volunteering for a week, being in a different house, in a different bed, in a different city, um, yeah, and just kind of like losing my routine, not to mention like packing up my suitcases and driving an hour, a minimum of twice a week, it's tough to come up with a routine. So, you know, writing articles, videos, you know, I guess life force. I mean, there's really no excuse not to do that everywhere I go. I don't know. It's just there's an adjustment period for me, and I haven't totally adjusted. So, anyways, as a final reminder, how am I thinking, feeling, and what am I doing? So, how am I thinking? I guess I just said it. Like I'm thinking that I want spiritual growth to be my primary focus, and I'm thinking like I want to use life force more every day. So, life force, the three components: your relationship with your body, your relationship with others, and your relationship with yourself. Try to work on those every day. So that's how I'm thinking. How am I feeling? I'm feeling a little bit ungrounded, packing everything up and moving multiple times in a week. Yeah, I feel a little bit ungrounded. But otherwise, like really grateful that I can do this, that I can, you know, go where I want, do whatever I want with my time. Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. It's really amazing. Um, yeah, and just the possibility that Bitcoin could go up in price. For example, I mean, even if it isn't Bitcoin, if it's something else, if it's gold, if it's stocks, I mean, just that's incredible that like assets can go up in value without working. I mean, it's just so amazing. Um, so yeah, so I'm feeling like I'm getting close, and I'm feeling like I want to do something that I talked about last month, practicing willpower of the higher self versus lower self. So it feels like that is the path forward. Hmm. Willpower of the higher self versus lower self. Okay, and what am I doing while I talked about all that? So awesome. So I guess that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next month.